Good morning, everybody. All right, we've gone live, but I'm a little bit worried about the signal. Yeah, it looks like the signal is really dodgy. I am trying to hotspot to my phone, and let me just see if I could turn off something here and see if I can have it work any better. Sorry, guys, we're sitting in the lobby in our hotel. I've already spoken to the guy here, but he hasn't given me anything really. Look, my screen's frozen. Let me see if I can switch to my. Oh dear. Hi everyone. I can see you all there in the chat, and I just want to hotspot to my phone and use data instead of the Wi-Fi because it's all terrible at the moment. I can see Tariq and Dawn and Annette and Sarah. Good morning. And who else? Dawn, Cindy. Hi, everybody. And Alicia. Hi. But my signal is dreadful. I'm going to give it one more shot at trying to hotspot to my phone and use the data. But at the moment, it's not even seeing it. It's not even seeing my phone. Bluetooth's on. Personal hotspot's on. Allow others to join. That's all on. But the computer's not seeing the phone. I don't know why. Give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? What does the picture look like at the moment? Because I'm a bit worried when I start launching videos that it's all going to go pear-shaped. I really wish that the computer would see my phone. Picture's okay for you, Dawn? Thank you for that. Thanks for the feedback. I'm just noticing that the screen freezes every now and again. All right, well, let's persist, and if it all goes pear-shaped and wonky, then I'm just going to have to upload the videos to YouTube and link you all to it that way. But for the moment, I can see that we've got 10 of you here. You're there and your lips are moving. Well, that's a start, Annette. That's a start. All right, so what else have we been up to? Well, we're counting down the days. We're in our last few days here in Southeast Asia. We leave Vientiane. It's Monday today. We leave on Friday. In sync with your voice. That's even better. Perfect. So it's just coming up to 6 a.m. Well, it is 6 a.m. here in Vientiane. I'm in a different hotel to the one I streamed from last time you met me. And we're now a little bit close to the center of town. It's been raining really heavily, and apparently that's the reason why the Wi-Fi is so bad. There's not very much I can do about it. So maybe that's the reason I can't even see. Maybe that's the reason why I can't even see my phone. But anyway, well, I can see it. The computer can't. Anyway, we'll carry on and we'll see how we go. So welcome to everyone who's joined. And if you're joining me later, this is your first time with me, I'm Lynn. This is the Explore with Lynn channel, and we are two Australians, and we've been travelling we are travelling for a year. We left Australia in January. Look at my hair, it's a mess. We left Australia in January and spent 7 months in Southeast Asia. On Friday, we move on to Europe. So Friday's going to be a big travel day for us. We leave here, as in this hotel, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for a flight from Vientiane to Ho Chi Minh City at, what is it? That's 6:45, I think it is. And then we're going to sit in Ho Chi Minh City for something like 6 or 7 hours. There's a flight from there to Beijing that boards, I think it boards at 4:30 a.m., something like that. So we need to check in our luggage at Ho Chi Minh City. We transit in Beijing, and then we fly to Frankfurt. So we leave Ho Chi Minh on the 10th, on the very early morning of the 10th, and we arrive in Frankfurt that same afternoon. I think it's about 6 o'clock at night. That's going to be a very, very, very long day. So anyway, in the meantime, I'm nursing my technology. Everything seems to be falling apart on me. I've got cables falling apart left, right, and centre, and I've been to so many Apple stores trying to see if I could replace bits and pieces and charging cables and what have you. My computer's so old, and the cost of replacement of the parts is fairly high, and I'm just not sure if I want to do that. So, and they won't open boxes for me and let me see if it's the right item either. So I'm there with my translator, talking to people who don't understand what I'm asking for, and trying to read boxes and see if I've got the right thing, and then throwing my hands in the air and going, okay, no, not doing that. So yeah, so we're in a bit of limbo technology-wise as well. Because of the terrible Wi-Fi here in the hotel, I'm not getting a lot done. Trying to get my footage for the paramotor flight from iCloud into my local drive so that I can edit it, and it takes me numerous attempts to actually get clip by clip downloaded. Yeah, a bit much not opening a box to see inside. It sure is, Dawn, especially when I type into my Google Translate, I need to know if I can bring this item back if it's the wrong one, and they say no. Okay, well, tough luck then. You're not getting my business today. All right, so we're going to do 2 different cruises around Luang Prabang. So this footage is from Luang Prabang, and we took the TukTuk. We took the local ferry across the Mekong and hired a TukTuk on the other side, and we took him for half an hour. Basically, we said just take us for a drive somewhere, just so that we could have the TukTuk experience and see a little bit of the landscape on the other side of the river. So that's what we did, and okay, all right. Am I back? Give me a thumbs up. Can you see me? Oh, look, I've got 2 bars on my signal. That's encouraging. Ooh, no, it's gone back to 1. Moment for reflection on the shared joys of traveling abroad. Hi, Gregory. Welcome. Great to see you. I don't think we're going to get very far this morning. I'm going to try. Let's launch straight into the. I need see every time I do this, I've got to reload my assets as well, and I need to go find them. So let me go find that first video again. And hi, Laurie. Great to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. Let me just see if I can get this video back in again. And my apologies, everyone. This is just a bit of a nightmare today, isn't it? Okay. All right. We're going to go. We're going to go live. This is the Dodgy Ferry. It's really cheap. I think it was 10,000 Lao Kip to travel on the ferry. You say you're flying from Sydney to fly to Shanghai? No, 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 no. We are flying from Vientiane, Laurie, which is where we are now, to Ho Chi Minh City, so Saigon. We're flying there. We're transiting there. We're not entering Vietnam because we've already been into Vietnam. Don't have a multiple entry visa, so we're just overnighting in the airport. Okay, here's the dodgy old ferry, and it crosses the Mekong, which has quite a swift current, without any cables. So it literally just navigates across to the other side. So I was quite impressed at their ability to actually pinpoint the landing and get to the right spot on the other side of the river. Looks like my signal's okay at the moment, so let's all fingers crossed. You've lost track of where I am. Yes, we're in Laos, Laurie. So we've been. This is our 4th week in Laos. Where video is coming from today is from Luang Prabang, which was our first city of entry into Laos, and we spent almost 2 weeks in Luang Prabang. Here we are on the ferry about to cross the Mekong River. Looks like a scene from Apocalypse Now, probably because they filmed very close to here as well, I think, Christopher, although it might have been a bit further south of here. And funny you should say that as well, because Laos apparently is the country that has had the greatest amount of bomb land on it of any country in the world in any engagement at all. Well, they weren't engaged, they were just the victims. I thought you were there a few months ago. We were in Vietnam, then we went to Thailand for a month, and then we went to Laos. So this is our last country in Southeast Asia, and we are here until Friday. My last tour. Can't cross my fingers. I fell off on that. Oh, I bet. Land on my wrist and rib. Osteoarthritis too. So here we are, claiming over 10,000 Lao Kip, which is around about 30 Australian cents each to cross the river. And the reason I don't have the full journey going over is that a woman started chatting to us. So rather than ignoring her, we had a conversation with her. So I do record the trip, the return trip back to the other side. But we get to see all the cars coming off the ferry here. Missing home at all? Not yet, Cindy. Not yet. There's too much to enjoy and too much to experience here. It's really interesting though that you say that. The first time we had a big travel experience was when we left home with a backpack in 1987 and travelled on a 1-year round the world ticket and came home 4.5 years later. And the things, I was missing family, of course, but I was kind of missing the things that anchored me to Australia and home back then. I was missing things that I was familiar with, my stuff, which is silly because in actual fact I've got rid of most of my stuff now. Although I did keep some of the items that I was drawn to way back then. All those years later, I had actually divested myself of a lot of my worldly possessions and minimalised my life quite substantially. So I don't have those same anchors. I guess is the way of looking at it. We deliberately downsized our lives because we're moving into a very small house when we get back as well, and we had to realise that stuff is just stuff, and to us the experience of life was more, meant more to us. What are we going to do if you're not raccoon popcorn? Yeah, yeah, exactly. But she had a fall on her ankle just a few days ago as well. The professional organizer approves. Thank you, Cindy. Yes, yes. We. It was difficult. The number of times I looked at things, at objects, at collections, and found it really difficult to get rid of stuff. The number of times I tried to foist stuff onto my children, and they said, "Mum, we don't want it." Um, yes. So here we are. We found a tuk-tuk driver.
So we've just negotiated half an hour on this beastie for 100,000 kip, which is about $6. So we're going to just have a little look around on the other side of the river.
I
Okay.
agree. The memory doesn't go when we let things go. I absolutely agree, Cindy. All right, so I got my calculation wrong earlier. We paid 60 cents each, not 30 cents each. So there we go. Yeah. 15,000 kip to an Australian dollar.
Alright, that's a good sign.
It's almost like a tractor front end. It's a weird beastie. To me, it looks a lot like a tractor that we're sitting on. It's not a motorbike. Well, it might be a hybrid of sorts. I don't know. Yeah, Alicia, exactly. Staying home could be more risky than traveling. Annette, you need to come join me on this world adventure, and you'll be in much safer hands. You know, I used to take my mobile phone with me in my pocket when I went into the backyard, and once upon a time we used to have rabbits. So there were sort of places where rabbits had dug holes and had grown over with grass. And I stepped in one and twisted my ankle and lay flat on the ground. I had my mobile phone in my pocket. I couldn't yell out to my daughter inside the house. I had to ring her, come and get me. I was glad I had my phone in my pocket. So yes, I know exactly what it's like, and exactly. So here we are. We're off on the other side of the river. Let me see if I'm going to have a look because I probably this up earlier. I don't even remember if this side of the river here has a different name or if it's still called the Luang Prabang. I'm going to put it for you and see if I can find that. So we're sharing the ride with a local lady who has her shopping with her, and he's going to drop her off, and then we're going to turn around and come back again, and that's literally the half an hour that we've had. You're hearing the engine. Okay, I'm going to hold the microphone closer to my face. Is that any better? While I look up the name of the town. So, Luang Prabang. Yeah, it's a rickety old beastie. We get to see buffalo. We get to see, look, the buffalo by the side of the road. Excellent, thanks, Laurie. Your phone was 10 feet away. Well, that's no use to you. It's very close. Yeah, there's no, I'm looking at the map now and I can't actually see a town name the other side of the river. So I'm gonna make an assumption, which is what I originally thought, that it's actually still part of the Luang Prabang on the other side of the river. A little bit of wind noise I'm getting in my phone. I realise that as I'm riding along. Dogs always like it when we join them on the ground, even if it's not our plan. Good observation, Lynn, and welcome. Lovely to see you. Oh, the pic was blurry. Oh no, is it still blurry? Yeah, I bet you they thought that you'd come to play with them, Annette. That's what they were thinking. Still blurry. Darn. All right. Dawn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload these videos separately, additional to this tour, so you'll be able to come back and watch the actual video. Hi, Natasha. You'll be able to come back and watch the video without this chat over the top of it, but you'll get to see the video at least. There will be more buffalo later, so hopefully the picture will improve by then. And all I can do is apologise for the quality of the Wi-Fi today, the signal. It's really bad. No, you don't have concussion, Annette. It's the video quality. And let's, if it continues, if it persists, it doesn't improve, give me let me know. Call me. Let me know in the chat if you think it's not worth persisting. Rather than just dropping off one by one, I hate seeing that. Let me know if you're leaving because the quality is awful, and we'll call it a day. I'll persist as long as you guys are willing to. So here we have a group of about, 4 teenagers on their bikes. Oh, hello. It's Fuzzy from Epo. There's some more buffalo. Did you get those guys? Or is it still blurry? It's Fuzzy from Epo, the guide we met when we were in Malaysia. Good morning. Lovely to see you. Thanks, Natasha. Extremely soft focus on your features in the video, but I can still tell even so that you're not buffalo. Oh, I'm glad. Well done, Gregory. Well spotted. And Tariq says he's fine with the quality. We've got some local street side stalls here. And the town just seems to stretch on quite a distance. There's a monk in a sidecar. So if anyone has any ideas, I know we're not seeing very much of the actual vehicle. Perfect, thanks Annette. There's buffalo out there in the pond as well, but he's moving far off. I know we're not getting to see very much of the vehicle, but if anyone has any clues as to what the actual vehicle is that drives this vehicle, let us know as well. To me, it looks like a cross between a motorbike and a tractor. They're all very pretty as well. They're all painted up in bright colours on the outside. The bench seats on the inside, not luxurious. They are not exactly the most comfortable seats to sit on. So we're starting the downhill approach. Okay, that was the TukTuk ride. So now there's a couple of buffalo here by the side of the road. You can hear their bells. Dawn, it's a combination. Don't take all the blame.
Already that village?
No, we just.
They have nicer
went up
temple.
there.
Here, go all the way along. They have beautiful 6 temple there.
Okay.
Yeah, they have King Temple and Jompen Temple for
So we had a local lady on a Vespa just pull up alongside us and ask, where we're going and what we're doing. She recommended going along to see a cafe and 6 temples.
this side, yeah.
And we decided we'd come back and do that another day, and then we never did. Right about this point, it did start to drizzle a little bit, just as we returned to the ferry to cross back to the main part of town. All right, so here we are with the rest of the customers on the ferry waiting to take off for the return trip. Yeah, we know it's my end, Laurie. It's unavoidable, I'm afraid. I'm sitting as close as I can get to the Wi-Fi point and still be accessible to power. So here we are. We're going to focus in on the steering mechanism here. Have a look at the thing the guy uses for the steering. Why do they wear bells? That's a really good question, Lynn. I really have no idea. And they do it in Europe as well. They wear bells in
Yeah, it's raining now.
Switzerland.
It wasn't raining before.
Maybe it's so that their owners can find them if they're behind a tree or in long grass or something. I don't know. Yeah. So this is the other ferry coming across. So there's two of them. So they can find them. Okay, thanks, Natasha. So there's two ferries and they take off from opposite sides at about the same time. And that one's going with the current. So it goes quite quickly. Our return trip's going to be a bit slower because we're pushing against the current. It's slightly upriver to the landing point on the opposite side. Yeah, Annette, I think, as Natasha says as well, I think so the owners can find them. Love the misty clouds here. So the Mekong, for anyone who's interested, is 12th longest river in the world. It flows through 5 countries. It starts in China. It flows through Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam before it reaches the sea down at the Mekong Delta south of Ho Chi Minh City. 4,200 odd kilometres it is in length. Wouldn't it be horrible if a predator thought it was a dinner bell then? Or, where is this place, Miss Lynn? This is Luang Prabang in Laos. Leslie? Beautiful city. Have you been to Laos? Up on top of the hill there is, it's called Pusi Hill. Excuse me. And there's a beautiful temple, golden temple up on top of the hill. Tariq says in alpine regions, cows are often equipped with a bell for several months to ensure that farmers can locate their animals on the wide alpine pastures, many areas of which are obstructed from the view. So we were all kind of leading in the right direction, weren't we, Tariq? All thinking along similar lines, apart from those who thought it was a dinner bell. There's another tuk-tuk waiting for
There's kids
passengers.
swimming down here.
Yes.
Someone get this kid out of the water, please.
This got a hole.
Please move. Please get out of the water.
Highly recommend it. Buzzley, definitely, if you get an opportunity, come and visit Luang Prabang. It's beautiful. And if you're into adventure sports and, trekking and parasailing and hot air ballooning. Go to Bang Vieng. It's beautiful as well. I'm working on the footage that we did from the paramotor adventure, and I'm going to bring that to you all as a tour very
There goes the
soon.
goat.
So we have all these motorbikes. We've got a little truck with a goat on it. Then we've got this guy here with his flash car. It's an Alpha Spider. I think most Australian drivers with a car like that would be really, really worried about getting it dented and scratched, taking it on a boat like this. So there's the front end of the TukTuk. All right, so we've finished our little TukTuk ride, and we had dinner in a place that overlooks the river and watched the sunset. We had dinner there a few times. It was a lovely spot to sit in the afternoon and watch the sun go down. Okay, how are we doing? So that was the TukTuk ride across the Mekong, which was fun. How are we doing signal-wise? Because I was thinking about sharing a little 10-minute video where I went to a traditional craft store, traditional crafts museum, but a lot of the work is fine detail, and I think that it won't be as it won't do it justice to have a bad signal to watch it, so I might just upload that to YouTube separately. Fuzley says, share your channel to some of my clients that ask me what should they do if they're in Penang. So I suggested to them to see your review about Penang in your channel. Thank you so much for sharing that, Fuzley. That's fantastic. There's a few videos from Penang, sorry. Signal is fantastic. Signal is good here. All right. Well, let's go ahead with the Traditional Crafts Museum then. I just need to upload the file. After the signal cut out, I lost everything that I uploaded. So I just need to bear with me while I just get that and add that to the stage. Okay. So here we go. We're into a traditional crafts museum, and it's showing the handicrafts of the local village people. Really beautiful embroidery. We actually went to a restaurant, and I was watching a lady doing the super fine cross stitch work. They include things like coins in their work, in their textile art. I did take some images of some of the descriptions here as well. You're still blurry. Oh dear. Yeah. I'll well yeah, no good watching the recording of this later. It's going to be exactly the same, but I will upload those videos to YouTube as soon as I get a signal. As soon as I get Wi-Fi that's good enough to do that. Well, I might have to wait till we get to Germany to do that for you, Dawn. So, so if it looks like I've arrived in Germany, I still haven't done anything, just remind me because the Wi-Fi in our room is awful. So beautiful handicrafts, absolutely gorgeous. There's lots of fine embroidery work. There's some coins. I did. Okay, has the screen frozen? I think. Am I still moving? Yeah, I'm still moving. So, oh yeah, there we go. I couldn't remember if I put a freeze frame in or not. Obviously, I did. This video is clearer than the last one for you, Cindy. Excellent. So the names used to identify ethnic people in Laos often do not refer to a homogenous group, but to a family and many subgroups and clans. So this goes on to describe some of like the Hmong, for instance, and they may cross into more modern borders, of course. It says there also that sometimes it's something as simple as a different headpiece that differentiates them. Now this is sleeping. This is a sleeping area. So in there's the bedding, and that's all again fine weaving and stitching. And then the exhibition goes on to talk about the use of traditional intellectual property in modern fashion and the ethics of that, as in no one actually owns, so you can't actually identify the original owner of these different styles, but there's certainly a cultural ownership. So that's all kind of being navigated at the moment, as in a fair way of using fair use of intellectual property when it comes to design, if that makes any sense. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to get across here. So here we see some traditional outfits compared to modern use of the designs. And we extend out beyond Lao for this part of the exhibition as well, including looking at some European village culture and even Latin American as well. I mean, that top there, I think, is just gorgeous. And you can see in the background the red tapestry and that how it's been reinterpreted into this modern piece of clothing. Yes, exactly, Natasha. It is a big one. And that's exactly what they're trying to navigate here, the fair use of obviously traditional and easily recognizable, especially to those cultural groups. This piece, for instance, incorporates elk tooth. And then the dress on the right includes it in a pattern in the fabric. So we can see that it's felted and woven and embroidered, and then it has the elk tooth embroidered onto it as well. Yes, traditionally, usually without permission. Yep, real teeth. On two of those items, it was real teeth, and on the third, it was incorporated into the fabric design. So yes, they talk about conventional intellectual property designations here, such as copyright, trademarks, patents, geographical indications, and industrial designs, and their use. And sorry if I'm going slow on these descriptions, but I thought you might be interested in actually screenshotting them and reading them later. Is Lao where the tribal girls with the long necks with rings are? Yes, apparently, Christopher, they were in Luang Prabang, and we were offered tours to visit Long Neck Village. To be honest, I felt that was what's the word I'm looking for? Exploitation. I didn't feel comfortable visiting Long Neck Village. I felt that that was a form of exploitation, so we chose not to. Miss Lynn, before I go, can I ask you, it is possible for me to share my Facebook page here? You can try, Fuzzly, but I don't think it will accept it in the comments. I don't think you can share links. Send it to me as a message, Fuzzly, and I'll try and share it in, and I'll invite you. I'll invite you to, yeah, send it to me in Messenger. Do you have me? Let me see. Hold on. I'll put in. Actually, rather than me messing around because of the signal, if you go to Explore with Lynn or live stream events or going places virtually, one of those three places, you'll be able to find me and send me a message, and we'll take it from there, Fuzzly. Yes, Dawn, exactly. That's how I felt about visiting the Long Neck Village. I just felt it was exploitative. And lovely to see you again, Fuzzly. You're welcome to join our group, and you can reach me through either of those two pages. Just send me a Facebook message, and we'll connect. Oh, thanks, Natasha. I just, there's too much exploitation going on, and the people who are supposedly, well, to me it looks like a circus act. If you're just going there to look at them, that's like a sideshow act in a circus, isn't it? Yes, exactly. Invasive. I agree. And their argument, the tour operators' argument, would be that they benefit financially, but realistically, I don't know that they benefit that much. I think it's tour operators that do all the benefiting. So these last few items were the Bohemian peasant blouse, and then we've got this gorgeous. Look at that. That sort of. I'm guessing it's possibly South American wrap. And here's one of the weaving looms that's used to make the traditional cloth in Laos. And baskets made of bamboo. And you may have seen the little containers of sticky rice whenever we've seen the alms giving with the monks. They're all made by hand. And the beautiful embroidery here. Going to the tourist information first. See you all next time. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Thank you, Fuzzy. It's always lovely to see you. It's always a real delight. And you have a good day there in Ipoh. And these beautiful skirts with a really, really fine pleating. All right, so that was the traditional crafts. Just a little short excerpt there for the traditional crafts. I hope you enjoyed that. So the next video that we have, Dawn, I know, has been waiting for this. This is the one that I called the Snoopy Bike Tour. Let me just remove this one from the studio. I want to reduce the load on the bandwidth as much as possible before I bring in the next video. And so the third one was where we get to go around Luang Prabang in a sidecar. Well, I get to go on a sidecar. Richard does the driving, the riding. And let me just get this video in up here. Okay. Here we go. And put that there. Okay, so let's pause that for a second. You've been waiting for this, Tariq? So there's the Snoopy bikes. And that's what we saw riding around town. And I'm like Robin to his Batman. And we said, yeah, let's do that. That looks so cool. That looks like a lot of fun. All right. So we get there and let me take up the rest of the story. I hope I've got it loud enough. Basically what I say is that the last two were taken by another family, but we do get to see them during our little ride. So keep an eye out for the Snoopy bikes riding around town. There was a German family, you know, with 2 children, and they took one each. So we missed out. Anyway, here we go.
Turns out that the Snoopy bikes all need their batteries charged. So this is what we're taking out. We're taking this one out. I'm going to help in the sidecar. How cool is that? Woo! Let's go. Let's do this. Alrighty. I just need to figure out how to get in. That's all. Alright, so seat belt. There's a seat belt. And alright.
It's low down and it's a tiny space.
Okay. Bends the knees. Bends the knees and I'm in. And ready to go.
Dawn, I think it's just
Come on,
cute.
driver.
Okay.
Get this wrist strap on. And away we go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So I'm using a
Does it
GoPro, and GoPros don't have the same level of stability as using camera on a gimbal. So
It's an electric bike. How cool.
you will experience some bumpiness.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I can't see what the camera's looking at, but I think it's pointing in the right direction.
Oh, it was awesome fun, isn't it? It was so much
So
fun.
we've got this for an hour. 80,000 kip, which is $5, $6. Somewhere around there for an hour.
But isn't it cool riding a Vespa as well? I mean, you know, how often do we get to do that? And it's almost like, you know, when you live in a beautiful looking house, it's everyone else that gets to see the beautiful looking house. You get to see the inside of it.
And we are riding along the road that runs alongside the Mekong River, which is down there.
Okay, I did cut this short. You don't see an hour of me riding on it. We didn't have to show them a driver's license. I think it's because it's just a very low, well, whatever the equivalent of CC is, because it's an electric bike. I forget what the wattage comparison is. We and ahed about what vehicle to hire in Luang Prabang. We considered taking little electric bikes. It was a bit more expensive than that, minimum hire was something like it was a half day or a full day, I think, from memory. But they wanted to hold your passports. We just went, no, we don't leave our passports with anybody. No, you're not having. Sorry, we don't want to ride a bike that badly. So we walked out. We left. They didn't ask for a driver's license either, but they did want to hold our passport. We said, you can take a photo. Fine with that, but you're not having our passports. And I don't understand how they run a business and tourists are so willing to hand over their passports. You know, people actually do that. I think they're mad. Yeah, I think so. I think so too, Dawn. And that's another electric vehicle, that one that just overtook us. It was a multi-seat, like an extended little minibus thing with a vintage-shaped front end. Very cute. And here we are riding along the Mekong still. And the main reason why I shot Richard's head off most of the time is because I can't actually see what I'm looking at through the camera. No, Natasha, no, haven't been asked to leave our passport anywhere. Hotels look at it just to confirm that the booking is in the name of the person that's actually staying, but then they give it back to you. Some of them take a photo or a photocopy of it, but no one's asked to keep our passport. I can actually remember leaving our passport somewhere when we visited Greek Island.
Look left.
Years ago. And I can't remember if that was because we just left it in our hotels, in the hotel safe for safekeeping, or if I left it with them because they asked us to. We left it behind. Left it behind when we got on the ferry. Had to get someone to go back and get it for us. So we are very conscious about not leaving our passport anywhere. Ah, look, it's a real blast in there. It's so much fun. We literally just spent an hour riding around on this thing, riding around town. We did 2 laps, in fact. So I've cut quite a lot out. Yeah, I can't see how it would be legal. I really can't. But that's your identity you're handing over. And you could be required to hand over your passport for some other reason while you're out on the hire vehicle. I mean, let's say that you get into an accident and police are called. They would want to see your passport.
Feel safe?
Yeah.
It's very low to the ground.
Keep, a good distance between us and over here.
He was getting very close to the cars on the side because he was having
turn
trouble.
right up here or go to the end? I mean, what do you want to do? Turn right.
He was having trouble judging the distance between him and the edge of the sidecar. So we were getting very close on this side, and I'm down low to the ground. So kind of, yeah. It's your only way into another country. I wouldn't leave it either. No. And a lot of jurisdictions require that you have your passport with you the entire time. I know that in Europe, that's the case. You need to have your passport or your identity card with you at all times. So we're having fun, guys, riding around town on a Vespa with a sidecar. You see how bumpy it gets in the camera. Excellent. I'm glad you guys are all having fun. I'll take it over falling off the ladder anyway. Oh, Annette, you've got to be so careful when you're on your own, when you live alone. How did you fall off? You know the rule about 3 points of contact, don't you? It was beautiful, Dawn. No, not fast at all. And Natasha, everyone was trying to overtake us. He was doing, I think he said about 30. People were whizzing past us, or he was causing traffic to bank up behind us. We had so many minibuses queued up trying to get past us at one point. Yeah, remember your 3 points of contact, Annette. Fixing a patio umbrella. Oh, damn. Yeah, yikes. It's lucky you didn't hurt more than just your hands. Speaking of, the fox one just went past the window here. And that one that we just passed, see, they're a bit sneaky, these tour operators. Some of them are just highlights, what we call youth. What do you call them? Pickup, isn't it? Yeah, the ones with the trays on the back. And they're dressed them up to look like they've got the chrome finishing railings on the back to make them look pretty on the back. But they're really just like Toyota highlights. Yeah, touts. But they're really just sort of like Toyota or whatever pickup trucks that have been modified on the back with a couple of benches, and they call them TukTuks. Said to Richard, no, if we're going to go for a ride in a TukTuk, we're going to go for a ride in the genuine article, the actual real thing. That's a real one. Nailed the ribs too, but did an impressive roll. Onto my back just in time for the dogs to land on my chest. I do my own stunts, Well done, Annette. Yeah, it was a parachute roll, was it? You went into a parachute roll. Who's that? I'm not sure who Karma 95 is. Tell me who it is. And welcome. Hi, great to see you. No, you're going to have to give me a clue. Mandy! Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. Mandy's my friend from school. We went to school together. Mandy's a Bali girl. Great to see you. Are you back in Australia at the moment, Mandy, or are you still in Bali? Glennis! I've got all my school crowd here. Hi, Glennis. Glennis, Mandy, great to see you guys. Got 2 school friends now, Natasha. And Glennis lives in Shanghai. So we Aussies, we get everywhere. We go, you know, you're not going to turn a corner anywhere in the world and not bump into an Aussie, I tell you that. I've got my serious wind face on there. One of these days, we'll get to Shanghai and actually catch up, Glennis. That would be awesome. Tried to get her over to Asia while we were here, but she couldn't do it. So in case you girls haven't caught up, we're off to Frankfurt on Friday. We're going to be in Europe for the next 4 months and then probably go home via San Francisco. Hanging on there, Lynn. Yeah, I was a bit, wasn't I? So these cafes and restaurants on the left, they've got a nice view of the tributary river. The enduring ones are Christopher. You know, you can go for years without seeing them and still have the same old conversations, still have the same vibe. And that is the plan. We have been toing and froing and tossing up, and we know that we're not going to see my brother. This is probably going to be our only opportunity to see him. Do I have a home in Australia? I'll get to that. So this seems like the best way to go. I've decided we're not going to go to. Oh, there's the battery signal. Let me just plug in my battery. Okay. We've decided that we're not going to go to Ireland because that's going to add too much to the cost. So we are bypassing Ireland. You ride an electric scooter around Shanghai. So, tell you what, Glennis, I've been looking at them. I can see myself riding around Newcastle on an electric scooter. I think it'd be awesome.
Dad camera in the background.
And Natasha asked, do I have a home in Australia? We sold our house in the Blue Mountains, Natasha, which was the family home, which was way too big after the kids all left. And we built a granny flat in our daughter's backyard in Newcastle. So it's currently rented out. So she has a 3-bedroom house at the front of the block that she spent 2 years renovating. She did it all herself. And then we built a granny flat in her backyard, and both houses are currently rented out. So she's got her house rented out, living in Sydney, and I have my house. We have our granny flat being rented out. That's where we'll move back into when we return in January. I ride in Stitch. Well as ride like a maniac. Yeah, that's all you need, isn't it? Just to ride like a maniac. In Vietnam, all you need is to have a ninja girl suit to look like a local. And when we get to San Francisco, Annette lives in Sacramento. That's what she's getting excited about, because we made a promise to her that if we get to San Francisco, we will visit her in Sacramento, because it's only, an hour, I think, from San Francisco, or from Sonoma rather, which is where my brother lives. My brother lives in Sonoma in wine country, the Napa Valley area. Annette lives in Sacramento, which I believe is the capital of California. Okay. Oh look, my signal looks good now. Perfect. So we've got about 5 minutes still of riding around Luang Prabang to go. It's more of the same. If you're happy to stay with me and chat, basically just more of the same. We did the circuit twice. 90 minutes from San Francisco, 45 from Napa. Yeah, I don't think we can afford to stay in San Francisco. I've been looking at accommodation prices. That was one of the reasons why we were umming and ahhing. We thought, oh, we can't possibly afford to travel in California. But yeah, I'd love to see the sea otters as well. We had coffee in this hotel, very nice hotel. I want to see an in-person reunion with you and your classmates. That would be so fun. Well, we have to get Glennis from Shanghai and Mandy.
Oh, it's this loop again. If you're running out of ideas.
Sometimes Australia,
I think,
sometimes
I
Bali.
think
I'm trying to figure out where we're all going to get together, Natasha. When Ronnie Lee comes in November, Don, I'll take video of it. I wish you could come to sing in Vancouver, Canada. Natasha, I actually considered if there was any way that I could possibly get to certain locations in Canada. I had one particular location in mind. We are really, really dictated by our budget, and it just isn't possible. So yeah, I would love to have got to Canada as well, but I'm just not going to be able to manage it. We have found some accommodation for our
Go that way and do a
final
U-turn if it's tricky.
month in Europe,
Is it easier to do that?
and it looks like we'll be back in Germany. So, excuse me, having a little coffee. As an Australian passport holder, I'm only allowed to be in Europe for 90 days out of 180. But Germany has a bilateral agreement. Other countries you have to be away for 90 days before you can go back in, but with Germany I can go back. I can leave for a day, literally, and come back. So we're going to travel through Europe and take us up to about 85 days. Head across to Germany, where I will take, probably what we'll do is I'll take a flight to London and come straight back on the same day back into Germany, just so that I can get my re-entry. So I've done lots and lots of reading on it to make sure that this is what I can do. So we'll get about 3 weeks in Germany before Christmas, before we head across to San Francisco. And Natasha says, a few years ago I found a very cheap and lovely place to stay in San Francisco. Can I send that place to you somehow? Yes, of course, Natasha. Are you in our group, Going Places Virtually? You'll find me there, so you can send it via Messenger. Shame I don't live down south, or we could have met up when you're in London. I'm not going to be sorry. Yes, I am, aren't I? I'm only going to be there for a few hours, though. I'll literally get off the plane. I think the flight that I looked at has 5 hours. So if I have to clear customs and immigration and then get back in time to fly back to Frankfurt, I'm probably only going to have about 2 hours.
There's the Snoopy one.
There, look. See, this is the
Snoopy
Snoopy
one.
bike's going past now. There it goes. There it goes.
That's them.
All right, so now this stretch of the Luang Prabang street is more sort of designer clothes and things. It's more upmarket, more touristy, handicraft and tourist shops. There's a nice cafe somewhere along here that we didn't go to, but it was recommended to us. probably could have cut this video down even further, couldn't I? It seems to be going on a little bit long now. Never mind, we're nearly done.
Citron.
That big, beautiful citron there on the left-hand side, did you see it? And then we go past a beautiful temple here, another one of the gorgeous Luang Prabang temples. The street seller with, I think he had mainly fruit, maybe a few pastries. And there we go. Thanks for joining me, Glennis. It was lovely to see you. And here's where we finished up the day again, another sunset overlooking the Mekong. Just beautiful. And here we just slow the pace down. Look at this boat, very slowly moving along. Natasha, we're losing our memory, our physical memory. So these ones are important. We'll be able to go back and watch our own YouTube channel to remind us what we were doing all those years. So here we are, and here's what we were having for dinner. I believe it was green curry chicken. Okay, there we go. That was it. So that was scooting around town on a tuk-tuk and a sidecar scooter. Did you enjoy it? Let's see. I think I can scooch over here. I've got to show you this. This is the problem that I'm having. Let me just see if I can get this in front of the camera. This is what I'm dealing with right now. See that? It's one of those magnetic cords, and that there, it's just hanging on. Oh, thanks, Natasha. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Tariq. Yeah, I know. And I don't want to buy a new computer. And so, as you can understand, yeah, thanks, Mandy. Thanks for joining us. I was really happy to see you too. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with, that cord. And I don't want to buy a new computer. Well, I can't afford a new computer. I want to wait till I get back home to Australia before I replace my computer. I don't want to do it over here. And as I said, we're living on a budget. So I think it might be sticky tape. I've got the other end has been held together with sticky tape for at least 6 months now. So I think I'm going to have to find a roll of sticky tape and hold it together with that. All right, so my next tour, my last one in Laos, is going to be on Wednesday morning, 2 days from now. It's another Where Am I Wednesday, where I literally walk out the front door of the hotel and take you where I am in my neighbourhood. There's a few more interesting places around here than in the last one. Yeah, sticky tape it's going to be, Natasha. Definitely sticky tape. I have to get hold of some. Thanks, Alicia. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys. So join me on Wednesday. We're going to head out and about, walking around Vientiane. Your house is very budget friendly. It's going to need to be, otherwise I'm going to have to bypass it. Yeah. So, and what are we doing today? It rained heavily overnight. We haven't decided what we're going to do today. We might. I'm tossing up whether to go to the Cope Centre, which is the it's kind of like a museum to the unexploded ordnance. So you see a lot of prosthetic limbs and a lot of hand grenades and stuff like that. I just think it's I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. I think it's kind of going to be, I understand how horrific it is. I'm not sure if I actually want to go and see the museum to see that. We'll have a think about it. You charge for your bath towels? Oh, okay, deal's off then. All right, everyone. Thank you. It's been delightful. I've absolutely loved. Look at this woman hanging over my shoulder. She's like standing there over my shoulder. Validate parking in the gift shop. So thank you for joining me this morning. I think we've had enough silliness. I've absolutely delighted to see two of my old school friends turn up for this. That was fantastic. I hope I didn't put them off. I hope they come back and see me again sometime. Okay. For those who are coming back, I'll see you on Wednesday, and after that we'll be off to Europe. So I'm thinking about maybe doing midnight in Ho Chi Minh Airport, going live there, but I need to sort of have a think about how I might just do it on the off chance. I might do it on spec. I'll see how I'm going. I may not plan for it. I might just keep an eye out for it and see if I happen to go live midnight my time, which is GMT +7, from Ho Chi Minh Airport, because we're just going to be hanging around the airport for 6 or 7 hours. Thanks, everyone. And I'm also, while I'm here and while I remember, thank you to everybody who supports me. There's some of very generous people who support me on a regular basis, and I don't thank you often enough. And I just want to let you all know how very grateful I am. I do really, really appreciate it. So thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. See ya.